I'm kidding. You have to practice. That's all it is, just practice, okay? It's like learning to drive or anything else. Like it just takes, you do it, you get exposed to it, your confidence goes up, all right? You guys totally kicked butt in the packet tracer lab last week, all right? There was a couple students who didn't get it exactly right, and that's okay. We actually are still going to continue with that a little bit too, and we'll make sure that everybody is 100%ing it, okay? I'm adding more layers of complexity on top of something that was already maybe challenging a little bit for some of you. And don't worry, I've got you, okay? We're going to be just fine, all right? I'm happy to see, I got to tell you, that I have a huge sense of relief in seeing that when I plug this Watchguard in, not this last one, not this one, okay, when I plug this in, I'm able to get DHCP, all right, I'm able to get the Cisco plugged into it. That means that this is going to work, this lab is going to work, okay? I don't expect for it to happen in 1 lesson, 2 lessons, maybe 3 lessons, we'll get this done. All right? And you guys will totally understand, at least conceptually, what it is we're trying to do, and you're going to see me issue all the commands in order, following this document right here, okay? So literally tells us step by step. Okay? Look familiar to pieces of everything we talked about in class so far, right? All right, so from the Cisco router, let's take a look at this. Is it still plugged in, or what do I do with that? Yes, it's still plugged in. Okay, so. Okay, so literally it's just like packet tracer, except you're working with real equipment, right? So remember, you use the little micro USB to connect from your computer to the router. And then you open up PetBuddy, and it opens up a console, right? And you're in the command line, and it's just like you're typing commands in the packet tracer. It's the same idea. So you do show run. Okay, I've already got this figured. I'm going to do copy running dash config. I think this will work. Nice. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was going to work. It doesn't always work, okay? So I've got, remember guys, I've got this running configuration packed up now, okay? So if I make any mistakes, I can just copy config-back to running-config, and then type right, and it will save that as the main startup configuration, right? Also, if I make any changes in here, I'm going to be making a lot of changes. If I make any changes in here and I don't write them, all I have to do is pull a plug on the router and it'll go back to like the standard configuration, right? As long as I don't type in right, it won't save those changes. That's why we're never going to hit right when we're working on that equipment back there. All right, so there was a problem, and that is I was unable to ping. And why is that? 192.168. Got 0.2. Let's make sure that I'm connected on the right port. So, okay, let's see if I can ping 172.31.4.445. Let's see if I can ping that. So 172.31.4.45. Maybe the reason I can't ping is the PF sense. Because it should ping, okay? Could be. Hey. 172.21.4.5. Well, it would help if I was actually cabled in. Okay, so let's try to do. I think it could be because the Watchguard doesn't know the route to the 172 network. That makes sense, right? It's looking for my home router. Because when you go into the Watchguard and you click on Policy Manager, open up. Close that. We plug too many things, it's getting buggy. There we go. Okay. Right. So in Policy Manager, you can set the IP routes, right? I need to add a route to that gateway. So network, there's this little tab right here, network, okay? When you click on that, and you go to routes, and look, it knows all these routes, but it doesn't know the route to the PFSense router. So I'm assuming that's the 172.3.1.4.0 network. I'm not sure what this subnetting is. I'm just going to issue 24, okay? Let's give it enough. Add a route. 172.3.1.4.0. Oh, no, this needs to be network. This is a guess, okay? File. And so I've made these changes, right? But they haven't been implemented because I'm in read-only mode. And that's how Watchguard works. So you're always in read-only mode until you go to make a change, and then you have to authenticate, okay? So it's save Firefox, and then it's right. Okay. So now I am directly connected to the Firebox, which is connected to the PFSense. I should be able to ping this now. 172.3.1.1. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's all it was. The router did not know the route, okay? And no matter how many times you type in ping, it's never going to resolve if it doesn't know the route, all right? That's, if you take anything away from today, remember that, okay? It's so easy. You wire everything up just perfect, and you go to ping, and it's not working. And why is that? Because we didn't add the routes. Happens all the time. I'm the author of making that mistake, okay? Like this is like the 5,000th time I've done that. It's just, that's routing. You have to, there's so many moving parts that you have to be thinking about all the time. And that's why the OSI model is super important, okay? Because you have to go back to the beginning, all right? Is the wire plugged in? Is this powered up? Is the right wire plugged in? Where's this wire going? You know? Oh, it's plugged into the wrong thing. You know, oh, that's never going to work. It's plugged into the wrong thing. And there's so many ports and so many wires going everywhere. Okay, you just have to start at the bottom and work one thing at a time, check one line at a time. And if that's not it, then you check the switch. And if that's not it, then you check the router. Well, what's part of routing? Make sure that you actually have the routes, right? I wonder if DNS will work. Let's try that. Ping Google.com. stalled, but it actually worked. So it took a little bit of time for that lookup to happen, okay? There's a delay. It'll probably be way faster this time. I'll do yeah. Yeah, the delay is because it's never looked it up yet, right? It's never been asked to do that before. So there's a delay, and then all of a sudden it starts finding. Okay, I think that's enough for today, okay? We still technically have 20 minutes left, but I don't want to beat you guys up too hard, okay? We'll leave it on a good note that you understand what we're doing. So this is how you would set up a home lab at your own house on inexpensive gear, right? So that you can practice this kind of stuff and get familiar with the equipment, okay? You get familiar with all the Cisco commands, because Packet Tracer is cool, but it's not going to give you the real life experience of working with different brands and how they do different things, okay? So I promise you setting up VLANs on this HP switch is easy, but it's not like in Packet Tracer where you're issuing switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10, right? Those commands won't work on an HP switch. HP switch you have to take and untake. You take the trunk port and then you untake the ports you want in the VLAN. It's simple, but you have to do it once to see how it works, okay? And you guys are going to be doing it over there because you've got a mixture of Cisco and HP stuff, right? It's not Cisco router, Cisco switches. Cisco router, HP switch, same as up here. I just have to have approximately the same equipment as back there in my home lab. So we will get to that next time. I will show you how to do the configuration on the screen. It'll probably take a couple hours to get that working too. And then I'll let you guys maybe practice a little bit more on Packet Tracer and get your final lab done. I'll let you work on my switch up here, okay? And then work on the equipment back there. Deal? All right. So you guys have a great beginning of your week, and I'll see you on Thursday. Okay. Thank you very much. How do you guys like the class? Good?